Mrs. Cobb was waiting for him with hands on hips. 3 o'clock, she said. Not 2 o'clock, not 4 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Here I've let that child in, and she's sitting in my parlor, and I don't have a thing to say to her, and Lord knows she hasn't a single thing to say to me. I'm sorry, Mrs. Cobb. Mrs. Hurd's house looks closed up. All I know is those awful shutters have been painted a Christian color. Turner could see that Lizzie was annoyed when he came into the parlor. Her mouth was closed tight, but her eyes said, Turner Ernest Buckminster, if I had to sit in this parlor alone with her for one more minute, I'd have thrown something through a window, and it would have been your fault. Turner got right down to his playing. But the green shutters hung before him, and his fingers seemed to miss half the tune. And toward the end of just about every chorus, he found that his feet had stopped pumping, and that the verses were drifting off into a strangling silence. Turner Buckminster, keep your mind on God's songs. He tried. He did try, but Mrs. Cobb got more and more exasperated. Are you trying to send me into my last words? She finally hollered. Lizzie's eyes grew big, and Turner figured he didn't want Mrs. Cobb to die on him, so he picked up the pace with a few Civil War hymns, but even so, she finally waved her hand and told him to stop. There was playing the organ, she said, and there was playing at the organ. If she wanted to hear someone playing at the organ, all she had to do was listen to that dreadful Lillian Woodward. It was high time for him to go on home and leave an old lady some use of her ears. Lizzie Bright stood up and walked over to Turner. She took his hand and led him out the back of the house. They stood together on the back porch, as they had done so many times, but now, for the very first time, there was a gentle touch in Lizzie's hand that Turner had never noticed before. He did not let go. You know, I was about to throw something through the window by the time you got there. I know. You know what it's like to sit there not talking with her? Golly Moses, I kept trying to find a place to put my eyes so she wouldn't think I was planning on stealing something. She wouldn't open the door for you every day if she thought that. She just doesn't know what to say to you. I know. Just like sometimes I don't know what to say to you. Lizzie, you never have any trouble knowing what to say to me. Well, Turner Ernest Buckminster, right now I'm trying to figure out how to ask you why a wild turkey could have played that organ better than you today. You still trying to figure out a way to ask? Not anymore. I guess it's right out there. I don't know. Me leaving Boston, what might happen to you and everyone else on Malaga, and now Mrs. Hurd's house. And then these dinners at home where no one says a single thing. Not one single thing. I guess I just want one thing to stay the same. Just one thing. Well, she said, if you were still in Boston, you'd never have heard of me. Turner smiled. I suppose some changes are fine as they can be. Turner Ernest Buckminster, you best be careful what you say. Lizzie took her hand from him and was gone.